All right, guys, so I've got some new information for you. I wanted to make a video about this. I actually wanted the recruiter to do a video with me because she was awesome. Her name is Courtney. She is from the West Coast, I believe. Yes, she does Washington, Oregon, California, Nevada, Arizona, and Southern Utah. Anyway, I had a long conversation with Courtney. She gave me a lot of great information for you guys. If you're looking to get on at Walmart, I have everything you need to know about applying the new Workday system, what to do if you get stuck. I have all of that information here for you. Like I said, I wanted her to come on and talk about this, but she's not able to do it because she's extremely swamped with work and everything else. And I told her, I said, that's fine. I'll go ahead. She just wanted to make sure I get this information to you guys because it's going to make things easier for you and it's going to make things easier for them. And actually, it's going to make things a little easier for me. Maybe some of these things I can answer some questions and you guys don't have to contact me with so many emails, which again, I don't mind, but there's a lot of questions that I get that this may have answered your question and you guys could find all the stuff you need, get on, get where you need to be, get going, and not have to be waiting around for stuff. So first thing is there's a new phone number. Now, when you guys would contact me, my first step was to give you a phone number to the place that was handling the applications before now. And there's a new phone number. It's basically a driver call center. So let's say that you've already applied, but you haven't heard anything. You haven't gotten an email. You haven't gotten Workday system. You haven't gotten anything. You're not sure what's going on. You can call this number. It's 844-378-4968. 844-378-4968. It's actually the 844 Drive DRV, the number 4 WMT, Walmart, Drive for Walmart. But anyway, I'm going to put that information down below so you guys will have it if you need it. Basically, that's what the first point of contact after your application. If you think you're having an issue, if you have any questions, that's what they want you to do. They don't want you to try to contact a recruiter if you have that information, or which you probably don't because you haven't gotten any, but say you get it from another driver or something like that. That recruiter is just going to kick you back and tell you to call that number. Some of the basic qualifications that you have to work for Walmart. Most of you guys know this. If you've looked on the website, it gives you this information. But I've even gotten some emails of, hey, how many months do I have to have? I'm like, they either didn't see my video, they haven't been on the website. I don't know how that person is contacting me when they don't know the answer to that question. But here's some things, because they did change a couple things. You no longer need 30 months in 36 months. You need 30 months in a 4-year period. You need an interstate, not intrastate, an interstate Class A commercial license with Hazmat endorsement, or be willing to obtain the Hazmat with a cleared background check within 120 days of being hired. That also has changed. It used to only be 90 days that they would give you to get your Hazmat once you got signed on, but now they give you 120 days. And don't take that 120 days lightly, because it does take a little bit of time to get this stuff figured out. You've got to go get your fingerprints done. You've got to go get the testing done at the BMV and all that kind of stuff. And sometimes that can take some time depending on how long their backup is on their appointments. So if you can start working on that before you get at Walmart, fantastic. If not, don't worry. They will help you with that. There is training courses at Walmart that you can take. They'll give you some information about Hazmat. You have to take some training videos, I think, even in orientation. So you could wait until the day of orientation when you take that information at orientation. Once you get hired on, take that information, go to the BMB and do the permit part of the Hazmat. It will actually help you if you do that. So if you don't have the Hazmat when you come to Walmart, don't worry. They're now giving you plenty of time to get that done. Just don't dilly-dally. Again, 30 months of experience within 4 years, no more than 2 moving violations while operating a personal or commercial vehicle in the last 3 years. I had somebody call me and ask me, hey, if I got, 2 speeding tickets or something, can I still qualify? I actually had to look this up because I didn't have it to memory. So no more than 2 moving violations. But the guy asked me because he had, I think it was over 20 mile an hour. It was considered reckless driving or something like that. I told him to go ahead and apply and see what happens. The system will kick it out. If it doesn't, if he's not allowed to, if it's a bad violation, it'll just say, thank you, we're not interested at this time, or it'll let him proceed. Either way, he'll have his answer. So you cannot have no serious traffic violations while operating a commercial motor vehicle in the last 3 years. Now it says commercial, not personal, and that's why I told him to apply, because I didn't think it was gonna kick him out. No convictions for DUI, DWI, OUI, reckless driving involving alcohol or drugs in the last 10 years. And then also no preventable accidents. This includes non-DOT incidents which likely fall on company safety reports. Yes, they will pull company safety reports while operating a commercial vehicle in the last 3 years. They also say no preventable DOT recordable accidents, collisions resulting in disabling damage and or immediate medical treatment away from the scene while operating a commercial vehicle in the last 10 years. No preventable accident resulting in a fatality or catastrophic injury in the driving history of a commercial motor vehicle. The preventability of accidents will be determined by Walmart based on the ATA guidelines. Again, I'm going to tell you to apply. If you're not sure if you fall within that guideline, fill out the application. It'll kick you out if you don't. And if you fill out the application and it kicks you out and you think it shouldn't have, you can call that 888 or the 844 number, and they'll be able to tell you why they didn't accept your application. You must live within 250 miles of the assigned facility. That one, I've had a lot of people ask me about. Well, what if I live in Florida, but I want to move to Ohio? If you put in the application that you live within 250 miles of that place, and maybe you've got a friend or a family member that you can use their address, maybe you stay with them. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to say lie, but I know there's some guys who contacted me recently about how can I get around that. Again, I'm not going to tell you on camera to lie. Walmart would not approve of you lying, but I'm just going to say if you can make it work, it might be in your best interest to go ahead and apply at that location. You're not going to be staying there until you get to onboard or orientation. Your onboarding is going to be done at a central location. For example, if you live in California, you're going to be going to Utah for that week of onboarding. If you don't make it, you can stay where you are. If they say, okay, you made it and you're going to go to Nevada or whatever is going to be your new home domicile, now you need to, contact your friend, your family, whatever, maybe, rent a room, whatever you got to do. Because once you get to orientation, all of your stuff is going to revolve around that DC that you're staying at. So you just need to make sure you've got, you can't be traveling 7 hours. The reason for this is because if you guys remember back when the comedian Tracey Morgan, I believe it was that accident that instituted this rule, because the driver lived really far from the DC and he was on his way, or he was at work. He'd made that long journey. He was in the truck, and I think it was toward the end of his shift, if I remember all this correctly. Don't quote me on it. But the guy had been up traveling to work for many hours. He'd been up for 14 hours or 12 hours, whatever it was, in his truck, that he was working for the day. My understanding was he was up for 24 hours, and that was partially what caused the accident. So Walmart does not want you to live more than 250 miles away from what's going to be your home domicile. If you're looking to get on at Gas City, email me. My email will be in the comments down below. Gas City is looking for some people, and I might know of a way to help you get housing here in Gas City so that you're close to the DC. Also, if you live close to the DC, within 60 miles of the DC, you have a much better chance at getting a home daily position. All right, sorry about that, guys. I'm actually home right now. I was in the emergency room the other day. I'm off for a couple more days. Was diagnosed with diverticulitis. non-surgical issue right now, but we'll monitor that as things go on. Anyway, so if you live within 60 miles of the DC, you can get one of those home daily positions. I know Gas City has 20, maybe 25 trucks. And what happens is you get put in that with another guy. So it's a home daily. You don't have to worry about packing your truck every day, because you are either going to get the same truck with another guy, and you guys are going to be swapping out of that same truck, because you're going to put in 12 hours. He's going to put in 12 hours. I believe it pays 30 some dollars an hour for the home daily positions. You don't get the layover and stuff like that, but everything else is the same. PTO time still works. Benefits are still the same. Everything is the same. So if you're not really looking for that bigger money, and you don't want to be even regional, the home daily position can work. But the problem is they don't always post them on the website. So you might need to contact that DC, and you can just use Google Maps, get the DC phone number, go to transportation, and ask for a member of management, or ask for the GTM, and ask them, hey, do you guys have home daily positions right now? I didn't see them on the website, but whatever. Because I don't believe Gas City has posted their home daily positions, but I know they recently had a couple. And a guy that I know was looking to get on, I talked to my boss, and he says, yeah, I think I can use the guy. He's sliding right into a home daily position because he lives 40 miles away from the DC. So it's possible. I know Gas City still needs like 20 drivers. So if you guys want to get on at Gas City, let me know. But you gotta live within 250 miles of the DC to get on at Walmart. So when you apply, you're going to immediately get put into the Workday system. This new Workday system comprises a two-part application. You can search for the jobs on driveforwalmart.com. I'll put that in the information down below. You'll need to create a profile to apply using your email address and a password. You'll need to remember that for Workday. It's going to be used the rest of your life while you're at Walmart. When a driver first applies through Workday, you're not done. Like I said, there's two parts to this. The drivers are encouraged, after they complete the Workday portion of the application, to check the dashboard to see if there are any pending tasks. So I put the Workday app on my phone. You can just log into the Workday portal through the Walmart system, however you want to do it. If I have the app, it will send me a notification that there's something I need to do, whether it be training that I need to take, or if there's a referral that wants me to accept them, things like that. You're going to use this for everything for the rest of your time here at Walmart. And by the way, all this information I'm reading you was sent to me personally by Courtney. So this is all stuff that she has told me that I need to relay to you guys. Once completed, drivers should receive an email from First Advantage regarding the DOT application for Walmart. Now, what that is, the First Advantage is your background check and stuff like that. The faster you get that done, the faster it's going to help you get through things. Sometimes that goes to your junk mail. So as soon as you apply and you set up your Workday and you don't see anything there, check your junk mail. You've probably already gotten the email from First Advantage so that you can start doing your background checks and stuff like that. Drivers will be sent an email from First Advantage titled Walmart Background Check Action Required. With First Advantage, the application, there's a consent form that requires to process. The candidate must appropriately, through the hiring process, I don't know. Anyway, basically, you have to give them the 10-year work history. If you didn't fill it out in the application, you have to give the precise work history here. When the DOT application for Walmart is complete, the recruitment team will be able to see and review the application. So the recruitment team, like Courtney, doesn't see any of this until after you guys have applied. That's why that phone number is important. You can call them because maybe the application didn't go through, but that phone number can help you out. Once the application's been put through and you guys have done what you need to do, that's when Courtney and the other recruiters across the country can help you guys out. And I have the information for all of the coordinators throughout the entire United States. So you guys, if you send me an email and say, hey, I haven't heard from anybody, or I made a mistake, or I want to do this, or whatever the case may be, I can tell you, okay, I'm going to give you the name of one of the coordinators or recruiters in your area, and that will get you to the right person. Before, I only had one recruiter's name, and I didn't know how many there were. I didn't know where they were at, and I was giving you guys the same person, and that person was just getting overloaded with people that weren't even, that they couldn't do anything for because they needed to go to another spot. That's part of the reason why Courtney gave me this information. Apparently, all of the recruiters have been watching my videos, so hey guys, hope I'm doing you a good job here by getting out the information you guys wanted. But they've been busting their butts. They've been busy as crap. As you guys know, there was a backup for about 3 months for some of you drivers trying to get on because of this system being put in place and me giving you guys some of the right information, but not all of the right information. So let's see, that is, yes. Okay, so when a driver has been screened and determined to meet the possible eligibility based on our minimum qualifications, you'll be sent an interview invite to the candidate, most often through the Workday system. Some recruiters might email you directly, some might call you outright. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know of a person who's gotten a phone call yet. Most of the recruiters are either going to email you or you're going to get it in the Workday system. I've had people call me and say, hey, I never got an interview. It ended up being in the Workday system, but they didn't check it. All right, so step one is drivers will get scheduled for a 30-minute phone interview. Don't worry about the phone interview. It's basically just the recruiter talking to you. If you have any questions, they tell you all about the job, which you guys have watched my videos. They're going to tell you all the same great things that I've been telling you. They're going to answer any of the questions you might have. If there's something that I didn't cover, they're going to cover it. They're going to tell you almost everything you need to know. When you talk to this recruiter, this is an important part for some of you. This would have been great for me, but it ended up working out okay. I got sent to Seymour because I was not told that there were any jobs available at Gas City, which is the place I originally wanted to go because it is the closest to my house. But the recruiter said, oh no, there's none there. When I get down to Seymour, there were 2 guys in my class that were going to Gas City. They're not, I don't want to say they're not always correct, but some things can get missed if you don't know. So ask the recruiter. If they tell you there's no jobs there, just ask them, are you positive? When's the last time we checked on that? Because it did happen to me, and I don't want it to happen to you, because if you get somewhere and you wanted to be somewhere else and you didn't speak up now, you got to wait a year. But at least if you ask the recruiter, are we sure? Are they going to be opening any soon? If I wait a month or 3 weeks or something, just make sure you cover all your bases when you talk to your recruiter so that you get to the place that you want to be, because this is where you fix that. Once you get to onboarding, they will not let you transfer for 1 year. They won't let you switch it. Class hadn't even started that Monday for onboarding when I found out that Gas City did have openings, and I said, hey, can I switch now before we start anything? And they said, nope, you're already in a system that way. That's how you got to stay. So make sure you talk to your recruiter and get where you want to be before you do anything else. Again, they cover all the minimum qualifications. They go through detail of the work history, yada, yada, yada. Once you are scheduled, they'll call you with a specific time for your interview. She says here, collect documents, get detailed information on accidents, violations, if applicable. This is going to come up to help you greatly because they're going to ask for some of this stuff. I've had many a driver say, oh, well, they wanted my owner-operator information, or, oh, they wanted information about a ticket I got, XYZ, or whatever. Make sure you've got all your documents together so that you can help them speed you through this as fast as possible. Be somewhere that is as little distracting as possible, just so that they can have a conversation with you and get it done as fast as possible. Also, they want you to be yourself. And I've told people this too and asked them, what do I wear to class, or what do I do? Or just go slow, take your time, and have a positive attitude. That's what I tell people when they go to onboarding. When you talk to these recruiters are cool people. They're not, some stuffy shirt office type, whatever. These are people who actually work with Bentonville. They're good people. Me and Courtney talked for almost an hour. I wish she could have been here today because she is super fun and bubbly. She's awesome. You guys are going to love the recruiters. I've not met a bad one yet. So just be yourself. If you're a negative person, maybe don't be so negative that day. But other than that, just be yourself, because that's what they're looking for. If a driver is determined to meet the eligibility through the interview, they'll start the conditional hiring process right there on the phone with you. And I do remember they did that with me too. They're like, "Hey, so can we go ahead and send you the offer letter?" Da 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 da. And I said, "Yeah," and they sent it to me, and I did a lot of that on the phone within the interview, and then they'll set you up for your onboarding date. It says here, once the conditional offer has been sent, the candidate in the Workday system, the candidate needs to ensure all the tasks are completed in association with the conditional offer, which those are going to vary from person to person. Whatever comes into your Workday system, make sure you take care of that. Again, I recommend you download the app on your phone, turn the notifications on inside the app so you get notified. If anything pops up, I check mine about every 2 days anyway, just in case. Sometimes tasks can get missed. Always go back to the home screen in Workday to see any pending requirements. Basically, that's what I just said. Okay, I already did that one. So then basically, I think that's pretty much the end of it. So then there's regional contacts. There's 6 regions actually. West Coast, Southern, Midwest, Northwest, Central, and Southeast. I am not allowed to share this information on this video because they do not want me to just give out all the recruiters' numbers, because you guys will go straight to them. You won't call the 800 number. You'll try to skip step. So I can't give you that information. But like I said, I have a list of all of the recruiters here. So if you guys get in the application process, you have any issues, let me know. I will point you in the right direction. I'll give you one of these recruiters or both of the recruiters to call, or whatever you need to do, and we'll get that situation taken care of. Outside of that, if you have any questions, or if you would like my copy of the pre-trip, it's my understanding that now when you get to onboarding, they will give you a copy of a pre-trip, very similar to mine. Wonder where they got that idea. But no, I've been told that they give you a copy of the pre-trip. You're actually allowed to use, I think, well, I would just use their copy. I don't know if you could use my copy or not, but I would just use the one they gave you. But you're allowed to use a copy of the pre-trip at the onboarding process. So it's not near as boot camp-ish as it was, or scary. And they also have something called finishing school. I was trying to remember what they called it. So basically, if you get to the end of the week and you need just a little bit of brushing up on maybe the pre-trip or maybe the backing, they will allow you a couple of days in that next week to brush up your skills and pass the test to get on at Walmart. Now, if you go out on the road and you pass the drive test, there's no extra for that. You should already know how to drive, being that you've been on the road for almost 3 years before you even came to Walmart. So that there's nothing for. But if you need a little bit of help with the backing, I put out a video on the backing. Check that one out. I'll try to put that down in the description too. But just follow what they do what they ask you to do. It's very simple. It's not that difficult, and they now even make it easier for you. So if you guys want the pre-trip, my email's down below. Send me an email. I'll send you my copy of it. You can start using it. You can start trying to get into the habits, get into the practice of it. It's only going to make it better for you when you get to onboarding and they give you their copy. I've been told my copy is almost identical to theirs. They also give you a paper for the 4-point air brake inspection. I guess they no longer have you perform the 4-point air brake, because before, when we did it, the truck is separate from the trailer. You pre-trip the truck, you pre-trip the trailer, but you can't pre-trip the truck completely until you're connected to the trailer to do the 4-point air brake for the combination. If you don't hook up to the trailer to do the 4-point air brake, you need to chalk the wheels. They don't have you chalk the wheels. So how can you safely do a 4-point air brake if you haven't chalked the wheels or if you're not connected to the trailer? So for that purpose, they have you recite the 4-point air brake test. So it's a little easier. When I went to get my license back 8-10 years ago, whatever it was, that's what I actually failed the first time, was because I got so nervous I forgot to shut the engine off. Well, how are you going to test if there's a leak if you're still pumping air into the system? I was so dumb. But anyway, I passed my next time and I didn't forget that again. So if you guys have any questions, if there's any other information I can give you, let me know, and I'll do what I can for you, and hopefully I'll see you on the road as a Walmart driver soon.